What made your sweet grandma snap in front of the entire family? My grandmother was 74 when she finally lost it at Thanksgiving dinner. For 53 years, she'd been the perfect matriarch, cooking elaborate meals, sending birthday cards with crisp 20s tucked inside, and defending every terrible decision her children made. She'd smile through my Uncle Dennis stealing from her jewelry box. She'd pretend not to notice when my Aunt Veronica parked her kids at Grandma's house for weeks while she found herself in Vegas. She never said a word about how my father only called when he needed money. That Thanksgiving, she'd spent 3 days cooking. Turkey, ham, 7 side dishes, 4 pies. The dining room looked like a magazine spread with her good china and the tablecloth she'd hand-embroidered. By 2 p.m., everyone had arrived. 16 of us crammed around her table, already arguing about politics and whose kids were more successful. Uncle Dennis showed up 40 minutes late, already drunk, with his newest girlfriend, a woman half his age wearing a dress that barely covered anything. He didn't apologize, just grabbed a beer from the fridge and complained the turkey looked dry. Aunt Veronica spent the entire meal on her phone, occasionally snapping at her kids to shut up while she talked to her new boyfriend. Her youngest, Tyler, was throwing mashed potatoes at his sister, while Veronica ignored them completely. My father sat at the head of the table, Grandpa's old spot, even though Grandma had specifically set that place empty with Grandpa's photo. Dad just moved the picture aside, saying, "He's been dead 8 years, Mom. Time to move on." That's when I saw something shift in Grandma's face. Just a flicker, like a match being struck. My cousin Brittany announced she was pregnant again, her 4th kid with a 4th different father. She laughed about not knowing this one's last name. But he drives a Mercedes, so child support should be good. Uncle Dennis raised his beer. "Here's to another welfare baby." Everyone laughed. Everyone except Grandma. She stood up slowly, walked to the kitchen, and returned carrying the turkey platter. We assumed she was bringing seconds. Instead, she stopped behind Uncle Dennis's chair. "You know what, Dennis?" Her voice was different. Quiet but sharp, like a blade being unsheathed. "I'm done." "Done with what, Ma?" He didn't even look up from his phone. She lifted the entire turkey, all 22 pounds of it, and dropped it directly onto his lap. Gravy and stuffing exploded everywhere. His girlfriend shrieked as cranberry sauce splattered across her dress. The room went dead silent. 50 years, Grandma said, her voice rising. 50 years of pretending you're not all parasites. Aunt Veronica stood up, indignant. "Mother, how dare—" Grandma grabbed the bowl of green bean casserole and dumped it over Veronica's head. Green beans and crispy onions cascaded down her freshly highlighted hair. "Sit down, Veronica. I'm not finished." My dad tried to stand, but Grandma pointed at him with a serving spoon like it was a weapon. "You move, Richard, and I'll tell everyone about the money you stole from your father's life insurance." He sat back down so fast his chair scraped against the floor. Grandma walked around the table, her orthopedic shoes squelching through the food on the floor. She looked each of us in the eye. "I have cancer," she announced. "Stage 4. 3 months, maybe 6. My aunt gasped, reaching for Grandma's hand. "Mom, we can save it." Grandma yanked her hand away. "You haven't called me in 4 months, but I bet you'll be real interested in visiting now that there's an inheritance to think about." She walked to the china cabinet, the one filled with her precious Hummel figurines she'd collected for decades. We watched in horror as she opened the glass door and began pulling them out, one by one, and smashing them against the wall. "Mom, those are worth thousands!" Dennis screamed, turkey grease still dripping from his lap. "We're worth thousands," she corrected, demolishing a shepherdess against the doorframe. That's when she said something that changed everything. "I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below."